1, go!
I almost wish I hated Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle more than I did. Honestly, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I hated it with a passion. The tone looked nothing like the original. I normally don't like movies with Kevin Hart or Jack Black. The exception for Jack Black is the Kung Fu Panda movies. And heck, even The Rock has only a few movies that I actually like him in. I didn't like the idea of turning the board game into a video game or the idea of the kids becoming different characters in the game. But then I saw it and I was just blown away of how mediocre it was. I wasn't looking for mediocre. Give me trash so I can tear this film a new one. But no, the film is just okay. I can honestly say that this film got me to laugh a few times, and only Kevin Hart's character I actually found to be annoying at times, but not as often as I thought he would be. I actually found Jack Black gave some pretty funny scenes playing an airhead teenage girl, but I actually thought that he isn't playing her mean-spiritedly. He actually humanizes her quite a bit. And yes, I was kicking myself for laughing very hard when she has to pee for the first time in a guy's body. What can I say? It's juvenile humor, but they used it well. However, let's not get too carried away. The film is pretty predictable. It doesn't have the same tension that the original had. The villain is pretty boring, and as for the action scenes, besides one really cool helicopter chase sequence, they're pretty unremarkable. The film really doesn't have the same tone and atmosphere as the original. I mean, the scariest thing in this movie is a squirrel, for crying out loud. I think that is just because this concept just works better as a board game. You know that every time you roll the dice, something new is coming to kill you. Where here, every time you hear the drums, it just means a new level has begun. Well, that doesn't bring with it the same tension and atmosphere that the original had. In the original, when you heard the drums, it got your heart racing, where now it's like they were just an afterthought. Although in the end, I did like the small nods they had to the original, and I can honestly say it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But I wouldn't call it good either, so that is why in the end, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10. It was right on there between a 4 or a 5 out of 10. I had a hard time deciding which one, but I think it's just a pretty average movie. Some jokes work, some don't. The plot is predictable, but not boring. The story is simple, but they work with it. I almost wish I hated it so I could bring more rage, but I can't get worked up enough to really care that much about this one. P.S. I just wanted to say that if this was a video game, what a crappy game, right? I mean, the adventure could take 20 years if you play alone, or 2 hours if you play with a full party. 2 hours? Come on, what a jip. Plus, some of these characters like Bravestone are way too OP. They should really have worked the game's balance, because other characters like Mouse Finbar and the Professor don't really have any attack moves at all. So who would want to play as those guys? Oh well, at least I can say there aren't any loot boxes.